At Vibra Finance, we seek out the hidden gems in cryptocurrency. We will tailor your portfolio to work for you. Are you ready to transition your investments from traditional markets to cryptocurrency? Are your coins staked and earning interest? Are you overwhelmed with all the jargon in crypto? Is your portfolio underperforming and you want to reposition into consistent winning blue chip coins and viable projects? Do you feel like you missed out on DeFi, Metaverse, and NFTs? Here at Vibra Finance, we provide you with the data, skills, and tools you need to stay on top of the digital asset market. Vibra Finance. We are the future of crypto.
Good morning. Welcome back for another episode of Market News. HEX pumping, lots of stuff going on. It's a great Monday. Rocking the yellow, got the hair growing out as long as possible, not shaven if I could grow a beard. So got to do that. So no cutting up top. Gonna let this grow out. See what happens. So come on, Richard. I don't need dreads here in like 6 months. So let's go. What up, Tin Top? Appreciate you stopping in. 6797. I love it. I love it. HOA, what's up, my man? Appreciate you stopping in. See what we got going today in the beautiful crypto world. Almost at 600 followers here on Twitter. So Vibra Finance, if you're not following us on Twitter, a bit more active on there now. Starting to spot some of these Asian trends. Got a lot of cool stuff going on. So HEX now, baby, number 7 on Coin Paprika. It's great to see one of the major sites. I would say Coin Paprika is right up there after CoinMarketCap, CoinGecko. Obviously, those are the top 2 by far, but a lot of people use Coin Paprika. So I love it. Love it. You know, we are almost passing XRP. I mean, we're a little pumped today. We're passing them. I mean, we can get to 7 cents. We'll flip XRP and literally be number 3. Well, number 4. I don't count the stable coins. So Binance, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Binance, HEX. That's actually amazing. You know, and we're only at 6.5 cents. It was awesome last bull run when we were closing in on Ethereum and their market cap was like 450. And it was great to see. But Bitcoin, I think ETH, this is the cycle that we potentially flip. And we'll see, though. Oh, sorry. I got to shut my internet off on the phones. The service is so bad out here. Wi-Fi in the country. I'm telling you, it's terrible. But yeah, Tin Top. That's what it is, man. That's the trend right now. Is Asia. Well, I'll get into that in a second here. I got some cool stuff about that. Was it Conflux? I saw this 3 or 4 days ago that who I think it was one of the guys on Crypto Banter, one of the degens on there was doing a deep dive into Asia and had a bunch of the Twitter accounts up there that had to be translated. And if you go up, then it's just a bunch of symbols and stuff. And when you translate them, you can see what the degens over there are doing. And it's kind of obvious now that, you know, Singularity Net, Fetch, you know, Stacks, OKT, Huobi, Conflux, everything is coming out of Asia. Obviously, Lido, Rocket Pools with the liquid staking with ETH. I'm super bullish on those. I mean, if you want an altcoin that'll do well, I would go with Lido. Not Rocket Pools, but you know, up 30% in the week. And these are going to just see increased volume coming in, you know, especially if we get ETH 2.0, if that happens in March where we actually get withdrawals, I think you'll see a lot of that money be pulled off exchanges and put into these secondary liquid protocols here. So keep an eye out on those, on Lido and Rocket Pools. I think there'll be some good ones. What's up, Hardware? Appreciate you stopping in. So let's look checking out Bitcoin. So we are at 24.9. You know, the major levels here to keep an eye out on 23.5. You know, this number right here. If we can hold 23.5, things should be bullish. You know, if we can for the short, I'm talking over the next couple weeks. You know, if we dip down below that, this 23.5, it's over. But if we can hold this as a floor, but up, you know, if we hold up around 24, 25, we're going to shoot right up to 27. So the next day or two is going to be, you know, critical for altcoins. If we can get a little Bitcoin pump, just a little bit up to 26, 27 versus bleeding back down, you know, it could be bullish for alts, super bullish. You know, what's up with the Pulse launch and ETH upgrade? Don't they have to wait for that? Yeah, I'm not exactly tech savvy either, like with the coding development stuff, but I know that I'm pretty sure that Richard is forking ETH 2.0. Like since the um upgrades and stuff were coming out, I'm pretty sure that's what he is doing. So it's going to be a full copy of the most recent upgrade, I believe. I'm not 100% sure, but that's what I think. You know, regardless, we're getting close and you're starting to see the hype build, I really think. And man, it's going to just be fireworks. You know, we have a lot of bears in the United States, but guys, there's a new player in town. China's central bank performed its single largest liquidity injection on Friday to help support their economy out of historically depressed levels. So China is ramping up their QE, their spending. China boasts the world's second largest economy and has recently expanded at a pace of 2.2% faster than the US. The People's Bank of China, or the world's third largest central bank, with $6 trillion in assets. While most analysts are focused on how the Fed tightening will reprice risk assets this cycle, they're failing to consider the scale of easing in the East. Japan, the fourth largest central bank, plus China are injecting liquidity into global markets, easily outpacing Fed and tightening efforts. So you see right here, you know, the last, maybe a couple weeks, month at most, you're seeing this little uptick right here. And this is breaking a major trend of I would say a year and a half of downward pressure. So that I found this morning, this whole thread, and it is really good. Thinking of global liquidity rather than the U.S. in isolation could prove to be more powerful when analyzing crypto markets. The Fed are tightening, but the world's third and fourth largest central banks are easing, actually causing an uptick in global liquidity. So you can see global liquidity uptaking a little bit here, and then the crypto and gold is just going parabolic. Crypto is not tied to any particular economy or entity, but rather is a liquidity junkie. It longs for the risk-hungry investor to get cash and bet on the fastest horse. That's set to be exactly what will happen this year in China. So, guys, this could be super bullish. You know, the makings of an economy the makings of an economic recovery in China were evident when the zero COVID policy was abandoned in late 2022. Lockdowns during 2022 derailed the expansive growth that's been so characteristic of China's economy in the 21st century. So the end of this policy has helped lift demand and resume consumption. New Chinese bank loans hit a record 4.9 trillion yuan in January, a 23% increase year over year. Analysts suggest that this data could indicate that the economic recovery in 2023 has the potential to exceed pre-pandemic level. I mean, that is what I want to hear. You know, what pre-pandemic that we exploded, you know, from, well, obviously that the black swan took down to 3,800, but look what we did after that. This renewed demand has placed stress on the Chinese banking sector. If liquidity is not ample enough to meet demand, the system struggles, and that's what has happened recently. Rates on short-term borrowing hit highest levels since early 2021 last week. Cue the PBOC. They are showing that they are keen to play their role in stimulating the Chinese economy. Last week, 92 billion USD net was injected to bring down borrowing rates and make cash easier to come by, which is not too dissimilar to what the Fed did during the pandemic. So, guys, don't sleep on this. I was talking about a couple weeks ago, the altcoins and the narrative was coming from Asia, right? All of Aptos started it. Really that triggered everything at the beginning of January. I was watching it at 325 and was not going to buy it because it was VC backed, all the ties to Facebook, all that. And I let emotion get the best of me and missed out on an easy 5x and could have just dumped that right back into HEX and 2.5x'd it. But I didn't. I thought I got emotional, whatever you want to call it, and ended up missing out on a huge gainer. So, guys, don't sleep on this. This TED Talks macro is the thread. I mean, it's really good if you want to go through it and just kind of read some of the comments and responses. But this makes me super bullish that this right here is going to outweigh all of the Fed's tightening. And I just can't see the Fed in a couple months, if China and Japan are just rolling, money's is being spent by the governments, that the Fed is going to just keep tightening and cripple our economy. I think that this is going to potentially lead them to pivot quicker. And instead of 3 rate hikes, maybe 2. But we'll see. We have the San Francisco Fed is also now hiring for digital currency development. The Federal Reserve Bank is looking for software developers to help research and design a CBDC. One job listing posted on LinkedIn is for a senior applicant architect. A CBDC is a tokenized version of a country's fiat currency. Similar to stablecoins, a CBDC's value tracks that of a currency issued by a government like the US dollar. So what do we see in China too? And all over Asia with the Belt and Road Initiative, spending trillions of dollars all around the Middle East, South Africa, Europe. In response, these countries have to settle everything in the digital yuan. And this is just setting up the R5 currency that's coming with China, Russia, all the BRICS nations. It's going to be backed by, I think, some kind of gold, oil, a basket of commodities. And that's going to be coming really soon. So any of you Hexicans out there that want to get a job at the Fed and start developing CBDCs, they're hiring. And I think the job is paying like $100. Yeah. So that job is paying upwards of $135,000 to $215,000. And then the lead application developer will be paid up to $215K. Or sorry, $176,000. So not bad. Not bad if you want to sell your soul. And that's the thing too. Are the best developers out there that are working for these DAOs, for these awesome crypto companies and projects, are they going to actually just say, you know what, I'm done here, I'm going to go work with the government? I just don't think the top tier quality and developers are going to go to the government. So that's one thing I think too we have working for us. Let's set some comments here. Right. China flood is going to keep Bitcoin up. I don't see 28K, but who knows? Also, my cup. So, honestly, I'm thinking right now, all of the bearish news isn't doing anything to the price. If we look at what Bitcoin's done, I mean, it's holding. It's holding strong. And bearish news isn't tanking the price anymore. And all of the alt season right now has came out of Asia. And with them now spending all this money and QE going on with the 3rd and 4th biggest central banks in the world, that's going to overcome what's happening here in the United States. Bitcoin's price is a worldwide thing. It's needed in countries like Nigeria, where they just banned trading, I believe, in dollars, and they banned the local currency, and they want to issue or enforce people into the CBDCs down there, and it's backfiring. So they're now, in adjustment to that, they're using Bitcoin as a legal tender, and they're going to adopt it into law. And that's going to come to a lot of these third world countries where their currencies are just inflating and the corruption is so bad. So the fact that that stuff is kind of happening right now, you're seeing Bitcoin added into pension funds with Fidelity. So, I mean, and then the halving is within a year away. So don't get me wrong, we're going to have one more sell off, just like 2019. But I think we're going to just chop, and hopefully if we can pop up to 28.7, 28, that's going to just be alt season galore. And that's what I really want bad, is for that to happen. But if it doesn't and it chops sideways, that's okay. But if we fall down and we break this 23.5, that's where everything is pretty much off the table. If we fall through here, this support right here, back in here. But this is just like this is just short term, degen thinking, so we can swing trade some of these alts that we've been talking about, like Filecoin. I've been talking about Filecoin on here for 3-4 months now, since I lost mine on Gemini in the earn program, which was I think in November, maybe something like that. Yeah, November 26th. So I lost my Filecoin back then, and I rebought it at like $3, right around there. And now it's almost up triple. And this is again coming out of Asia. The reason decipher it. Oh, my boy, Suzuki shills a lot. Man, this guy's on fire with the posting. Suzuki shills a lot. Man, love that name. But yeah, so that it's coming out of Asia. Filecoin's price, the reason behind it can be attributed to the hype around the launch of Filecoin's FVM, which is expected to go live in March. The Filecoin virtual machine is a runtime environment for smart contracts on the Filecoin network, which bring user programmability to Filecoin, unleashing the enormous potential of an open data economy. And they also just finished their hackathon, which was massive. And they are partners with Lockheed Martin, and that's the military industrial complex. So I don't see them going anywhere. They were the high last cycle. His coin was at like $180, $200, and scooping up for $3. I'm just like, whatever. I'll put $300 into this. If it goes half of its all-time high before, that's a 20x. So I did it, and it's worked out good. It's up. I think it's at like 750 now, 780. Something like that. So easy 2.5x. I'm looking to get out. Yeah, wow. I should have sold up here at $9, but fortunately wasn't at my ledger, didn't have it with me. So is what it is. I'm gonna hold for a little bit here. If we continue down below $8, I might take my initial $300 out and just let it ride. But that's how you do it. You find a narrative, that you're confident in. Get in when things are low, on red days, and ride it up and put the profits right into HEX, and then catch the HEX pumps. And then that will help get us to number 6 and flip XRP. We're almost there. What are we at? Oh, we're within a $500 million, like 500 million or 500 billion away. 500 million away. Sorry. So I think it's going to happen today. If XRP just dumps a little bit, it's going to happen. So also too, with the Asia narrative, Southeast Asia's largest bank, DBS, sees 80% increase in Bitcoin trading volume on its crypto exchanges. So last week, DBS unveiled its plan to expand crypto services to customers in Hong Kong. The bank intends to apply for digital asset license as the city strives to become a crypto hub. And what did Hong Kong do? We just saw last week that they are going live with all their crypto regulations July 1st. Everything is legal. The framework is set, and it's live. And same thing with Singapore. So two major hubs that are going live. And we saw with these guys, they did not observe any major sell-offs in cryptos on its platform last year, despite the crypto winter and several major firms filing for bankruptcy, including FTX. So you're just seeing that the negative bearish sentiment isn't really dragging the price down anymore. like it was a year ago. And with FTX, all the leverage out of the market, it's kind of a new wave of people coming in. And anyone that was in here now are hodling for dear life. And this was the last article I got for today here. One second, the last one. The Bank of Russia is starting to test their digital ruble with real users April 1st. So we've been following this and kind of the progression of how this started with the pilots 2 years ago, when them tokenizing palladium and gold because it's not available to trade on open markets. So they were trying to back their CBDC with gold. And now they're coming out with their digital ruble, which is going to be like the digital dollar, and it's for retail only. And 13 banks are ready to take part. However, she noted the initial number of these transactions, as well as the number of participating clients, will be limited. Ordinary customers will not be able to participate in testing at the first stage, said the banker on the sidelines of Cybersecurity and Finance Forum. So the digital ruble was announced in October 2020, and a prototype of the CBDC platform was finalized in December 2021. The pilot was launched in January 2022, and then a bill on the digital ruble was filed with the lower house of the parliament this past January, aiming for a full launch of the CBDC in 2024. So 4 years it took from when they piloted it in October of 2020 all the way till the launch in 2024. And they're pretty much there now. The retail testing is out. This digital ruble is only for retail trading. It's state issued to make payments for public services, implementing smart contracts, and introducing offline transactions. So it's just for retail, like shopping, stuff like that. And it's small. And I don't think they're in other articles I read, they were talking about how this isn't going to work. It's too small, and there's no demand for it. There's no reason for retail to use this. There's no incentive. And banks are actually going to take a huge hit on this digital ruble. So I think what they're doing is they're just piloting a small bit on a couple banks. Was it 13 of them? Just to make sure the network works and everything is up and running. And then I think in the next year or two, with everything happening with China and the R5, that's what they're going to be running. That's the end game, is to get the R5 currency that's backed by gold, oil, a basket of commodities, which is China, Brazil, Russia, India, South America, Saudi Arabia now. And as soon as Saudi Arabia says, you know what, we are going to take digital payments for oil, digital rubles, digital rupees, digital real, that's going to be the catalyst that I think the dollar starts to implode. The second that the demand for the petrodollar is gone, what are we going to do? Just keep sanctioning these countries? It didn't work. Us sanctioning them has actually given them rails to go around the current systems. So it's not working. So it's really going to be, and then especially when you see in Nigeria how much it backfired. The CBDCs can't be just shoved down people's throats. It has to be with some kind of offer or an incentive. And that's why I think here it's going to be either with universal basic income, or it's going to be with some kind of close your old accounts, move over to the new system, and we'll give you double the money you had. If you were negative, we'll wipe it clean. It's going to all be an offer for you to jump over. So it's really interesting. And the last thing I want to talk about here is the new YouTube CEO, bullish on Web3 and tech like NFTs and the metaverse. So the next progression of YouTube is integrating more stuff for the creators and kind of ushering in NFTs. And they're saying blockchain and NFTs can allow creators to build deeper relationships with their fans. There's a lot to consider in making sure we approach these new technologies responsible, but we think there's incredible potential as well. And I just don't see YouTube as being the one that does this. With the censorship, with everything going on, as soon as there's an alternative that catches on, people are going to flood over there. It just hasn't worked with Twitch yet. And one of the coins I've been following for a while is Veracity. And I bought it at like 0.0002, like 0.5 of a penny, because of one reason. They have this proof of view module that they've patented, and it's a 200-point ID system that guarantees the person that's looking at the ad is not a bot. And that is massive for advertisers. If you pay a ton of money and you're guaranteed a certain amount of clicks, you want to ensure that they're humans, not bots scamming you. And that's what Veracity has with their proof of view. And you're seeing it implemented right now. The Times of Israel and other pubs moved to VeriViews. And so what they're saying here is our publishing partner lost 23% of its revenue to fraudulent bots prior to deploying VeriViews. During the case study, bot traffic / invalid traffic was reduced by 96%, and over 33,000 IPs were identified and eliminated as fraudulent. So, advertising in Web3 is going to be huge in the future. And I think just Veracity, they're partnered with YouTube. So is YouTube going to somehow put this in there so they're guaranteeing they're not bots? The bot problem just has to get fixed. And I think Veracity is a solution. And, the coin is, I think it's almost 4 or 5x since the bottom, but something to keep an eye out on. I know I think hovering around a penny, and they have 18% staking on the website, which I have my coins locked up there, 18.5%. You get the Vera wallet up here. They have Google two-factor. It's DeFi just like HEX, but it's just fun. I'm a degen at heart. With 99.9% of my HEX staked, I get bored, and I want to look for other opportunities out there to, take part in, to mess around in, whatever, and then pull that money and put it back into HEX. And Veracity is just one of the other coins that I'm super bullish on because of the tech that they have. And I see the use for it every day and the need for it. So you combine that with the partnerships they have, it just checks all the boxes for a potential altcoin. And again, I'm going to get it copied on Pulse Chain when that launches. So, I think the coins like Chainlink and other coins that actually have a potential use case might see value on Pulse. Or, half these altcoins that I have in my bag are going to be worthless on Pulse Chain. Nobody's going to want, just some of these coins that maybe I'm wrong, but we'll see. But I just have a feeling Chainlink and some of these other altcoins are going to be just as valuable on Pulse Chain in a short amount of time. But could be wrong. Obviously, this is never financial advice. Oh shit, US tightening, China expanding. That should tell you enough. Digital yuan already connected to the digital SDR basket of currencies and embedded with ETH, XLM, etc. 100%. I love it. I'm super bullish on XLM too with their integration with MoneyGram. I use the Lobster wallet on my phone here. And the second I pull it up right here in the you can't see it. Whoa, green screen malfunction. But right on the home screen here in the Lobster wallet, there's a buy, sell crypto, cash in, cash out with MoneyGram. So USDC and MoneyGram is integrated with this wallet. And it's like, okay, XLM is micropayments now. As soon as I see MoneyGram, I just think XLM in the future. Don't be for the major market makers still likely the Fed if you follow the money. 100%. And they're all at war. They're all at war. This is a war between the central banks, the Treasury Department, all these different countries around the world. What's up, Bobby? Appreciate you stopping in. Ice. Yeah, hardware. I've been talking about ISO too a lot. I have my list of I call them ISO Illuminati coins. Zinfin, Casper, Algorand, Quant. Super bullish on all those. I don't know. I haven't seen you in the channel if you're new here, but I have a video that I put out maybe 3 months ago that I go through all the coins I own in my IRA, my liquid portfolio, and everything. So yeah, I have a whole bag dedicated to ISO. All right. So I caught up. Well, yeah, appreciate it, guys. That's all I got for today. Super excited. We got HEX pumping up to almost 7 cents. 6.66 cents. All right. I love that price. 6666. I could deal with that for a day or two. Up 186% on the month. So many people on Twitter. The Hex is the loudest community by far. We're constantly trending, always, a Pulse X or a Pulse Chain or Richard Hart or something. If you just search Hex, just always, always, always awesome posts, awesome just engagement. I mean, we are the biggest community, the loudest. Not, yeah, we are probably the biggest community, I would say, and the loudest. And that's going to be community is going to be, I think, one of the biggest factors in valuing these cryptos in the next cycle in 2-3 years. That's what I want to talk about that I forgot to mention is in one of these articles. I think it was this one here talking about, the relationships with creators and their fans. And this is where NFTs are really going to start. You're going to start to see their use case where, there we go, where stuff like Render, stuff like Chili's, platforms like that, where an artist can give out their music to their fans and their fans can actually like put up money and invest into where they're going. So you actually get back a percentage of royalties. If you want to go to like a Taylor Swift concert, you can't get tickets to that. They're sold out everywhere all the time. So just having like a Taylor Swift coin for all your fans where you do tickets, everything through a platform where all these different artists all have their own coins, but they connect to one place and all the concerts are there. So there's no dealing with Ticketmaster. If you're a top 100 bag holder, you have access to tickets first go, then the next bag holders, and you can start to see where this is going in the future. Fans having, votes in new songs, just stuff being way more interactive. And there's platforms being built for that, like on HBAR, like Galaxy, Tune FM. I mean, they're all over the place. So if you HBAR to hardware, another coin that I've been talking about for probably a year on this channel now, and Saucer Swap and the DeFi on Hedera and Dovu, carbon credits. That's going to be another potential narrative that these altcoins could start running. Anytime, a narrative catches on and just starts to run. Dovu was dead. I almost sold out of it. And luckily I didn't. If you look at the chart on this thing, I mean, look at the volume back here. I mean, I'm shout out Crypto Mason. I met him in New York and he put a video out and he was talking about how Dovu was dead. I mean, $700 of volume. I mean, 0.002. And sure enough, they migrated over to Hedera from Ethereum. And now they're on Saucer Swap in the DEX. And now the volume is, $170,000. And the coin has pumped up 10x from the bottom. My $50 bag is now worth almost $500. And all time, I mean, this thing it rocketed up to 80 cents in the last bull run. So you just never know. You never know with this stuff. You got to buy when no one else is buying, go against the grain. And when you have conviction in something, if you do research and you find a coin or a project and you believe in it, go with your gut. And then, look at multiple people, ask questions, go in the Discords, go in the Telegrams. Every project has a Twitter, a Telegram, a Discord that you can go in, take part in, and really get a feel for the community. And that's why I'm so grateful to have been in Hex from the adoption amplifier. Even though I got hacked and did everything that you shouldn't do, it taught me the best lessons in crypto. If you skate by doing degen stuff and don't get burned, man, you're setting yourself up in the future for when this stuff is so much more valuable to just be catastrophic and stuff where you can't come back from. So me learning and getting hacked early, I started taking security really serious. And that's what I preach every day to people that come into crypto. And shout out Lindsay, with our planner, vibrafinance.com. You can go on still and download a free copy of it for a short time. This will be closing, I would say, March 1st at the latest, and it'll be $20 from there. But this here took months to make, and you could take this and give it to anyone that, you could give it to a 10-year-old, maybe not 10, but like a 13-year-old that is good with computers, all the way up to, we have a 75-year-old that we onboarded with this. You give them the workbook, it walks them through step by step, starting from ordering your ledger from a manufacturer, writing your words on a piece of paper, never taking pictures of it, making 2 copies, setting up 2-factor, setting up an exchange, walking you through all that. So it's fantastic. It's worked for everyone that we've gave it to. We've got great feedback so far. So if you haven't yet, go download a copy of this and give it to someone that is on the fence with crypto. And you can hand it to them. It's a physical book. You print it out, and people that are on the fence, it's something that they haven't seen yet. So people that haven't jumped into crypto yet, what's something new that they haven't seen? What's a new way to onboard them? And this, I think, is a great way for people that haven't got in yet. They can see everything in front of them, go at their own pace, and hopefully it can go viral. We want to onboard the world. I feel like all us OGs get to a place where it's like, okay, we need to onboard. We do a course. How do we educate? We all hit this wall where some, Rags and these guys are doing the boot camp and education around colleges. We're going to be doing in-person courses here in Buffalo, teaching people. And I think that's another great way, is reaching out to, local, like in your local Rotaries or your local business associations, local small businesses that go together or meet up. There's all kinds of groups in different areas, and I'm just starting to show up at meetings with this book, and just having it in your hand, people just look at it, or it just gives you some kind of credibility. You have a workbook that it's physical, tangible, and there's nothing else like it. So it's been awesome so far. The feedback's been great, but we need more people in it. And that's why it's free on our website. So you can download it and work through, or just read through it, so you can see for yourself that it's flawless. There shouldn't be any errors. If there are, please let us know. There's been a couple typos. Shout out Taylor. I know he found a couple, but other than that, it should be flawless. We're super excited about it. And yeah, 12.5 cents per t-shirt today. Thank you, Godwell. I love it. I love it. I love it. I mean, I wish I had more t-shirts, but I got my OA sacrifice hacked. So I was sending in, an ETH here, half ETH there for a couple months before, during the Dobson amplifier. And then when big payday came, got my bonus, made some stakes, and then went out to Denver for a crypto meetup with a group we had, and total noob, logged onto the Wi-Fi at the Inn and Suites we were staying, jumped on into my MetaMask, connected to, I don't know why I was connected to hex.com for no reason. That just shows how big of a noob I was. Connected there and connected to YFDI at the time, because that's why I was on there, probably collecting interest to swap, but I didn't disconnect from the dApps and got myself hacked. Somebody clearly was looking at the internet, or had the ability to just keystroke everything I was doing. So yeah, got back home about a week and a half later, and all my hex stakes were end staked. Everything was cleared out. I want to say 50 or 100 quant at the time. Quant was like $5, $10 a coin. So I had maybe 500 or $1,000. I can't remember, but it was bad. I mean, now I'm probably $1 million total, but you live and learn, right? You can't let it set you back. You got to come back stronger. And I take security way safer, and, yeah, that's where we are. But fortunately, I only had like 75% of those stakes and stuff on that account. I did move like a quarter of it over to my ledger, so I'm still doing all right with Hex. I'm no whale, or I'm still a squid, but could be worse. Gotta be thankful for what you got. So it's all good, Bobby. Honestly, if that didn't happen and I was still doing the crazy shit I was doing back then with just being reckless and stuff, it would be way worse now that I've accumulated better positions, learned from mistakes. And I'm almost glad. I'm not glad it happened, but it was great now because my security is perfect. Everything I do through MetaMask is done through a ledger. All my staking done through ledgers. Nothing is just in a MetaMask account, just loose there. Everything has to be, validated with or verified with the ledger. So, and also the engrave too. Got a lot of stuff just sitting on there. It's offline, and just don't move stuff. That's the key, is just let stuff sit, buy, hold, sell them the green candles. That's it. So that's all I got for today. I could sit here for an hour and just keep going on, but time to end it here. And we'll be back tomorrow morning, 9:30 again, with some more news, hopefully some more green candles and some great degen activity. So that's props to other stores. I wouldn't have an engrave. Yes, shout out to you, Bobby. Thank you guys for stopping in. That's why I'm here, honestly. Like, what good is this stuff if you have experience, if you have knowledge? What good is it to not share with other people? Especially Hexicans who would give their shirt off their back for someone else. So I feel like it's kind of like my obligation to do this. So we'll be back tomorrow morning. You're welcome, HOA, anytime, 9:30. Like I said, hopefully some green candles, some hex pumps. But till then, be easy.
At Vibra Finance, we seek out the hidden gems in cryptocurrency. We will tailor your portfolio to work for you. Are you ready to transition your investments from traditional markets to cryptocurrency? Are your coins staked and earning interest? Are you overwhelmed with all the jargon in crypto? Is your portfolio underperforming and you want to reposition into consistent winning blue chip coins and viable projects? Do you feel like you missed out on DeFi, Metaverse, and NFTs? Here at Vibra Finance, we provide you with the data, skills, and tools you need to stay on top of the digital asset market. Vibra Finance, we are the future of crypto.